Good morning. It's Thursday morning here in Cypress, Texas. So boy, I just wish it could stay like this all day, boy, but it gets hot. I was doing some research yesterday. The guy that founded the company I work for does these amazing animated cartoons, little infomercials, and he does a great job with them. Right? So I want to get him to do a video on this. There's another word for it that somebody said something to me, but I forgot the name of it. I call it the hub strategy for business. It's a synergistic business model where you participate, own businesses that support your other businesses. It's common strategy with business consultants. And he's like, and I do these videos for me. I'm not in business to do videos for you. Okay, I respect that, right? And so I'm going through the process of doing my own video, right? Well, in that process, I started researching. This happened to me before when I was teaching financial literacy to these young guys, right? And the very basic class they didn't get, it just over their head. So I started dumbing it down, and who came up with money? Well, Hammurabi came up with the rules for money. And Hammurabi died 36 years before the birth of Abraham. Okay. And when you look at the rules, Hammurabi's rules for money, and you look at the law of Moses, you're like, it's like it's like doing a term paper and borrowing from a thesis, maybe on a different topic, but using the same format, using it as a template. Okay, Hammurabi's rules appear to be rules, model. The Moses Law seems to model Hammurabi's rules. Okay, so anyway, so things like that, can pop up when you dig into it, right? Well, I started digging into what would be a catalyst for this this hub strategy for business. Okay, so the Millinials, well, the baby boomers born between 1946 and 1964. That's 18 years, right? That's a period. And they were the largest demographic moving through time. It's because of them. There was Pampers, Gerber baby food, Tonka toys, Tonka trucks, right? Then Corvettes and Mustangs and Camaros and all the hot rod cars, right? And then the housing boom was due to the baby boomers. Okay. And now there's a retirement crisis, right? Because they didn't save their money. The majority of them didn't save their money. Right? So then there's the millennials who were born between 1981, which is the year I graduated high school. How about that? And 1981 to 98 is, or 96 is the window for millennials, right? And so you look at what they don't have the same opportunities that the baby boomers did because of the baby boomers, right? The outsourcing and now AI, right? And there's things have already been invented, right? Systems have already been established that are in place right now, right? But the main thing is Social Security, okay, and the debt on the government, right? So the government doesn't want to be our enemy, even though it is most of the time. They don't say things. They don't say their true intent. Okay, they've been trying to shuck off Social Security for a long time, right? They don't want that. The government wants the money, but they don't want to take care of the aging baby boomers. Okay, and this coming, they're like 10,000 a day turn 65. And there's a big crisis in housing for them, and they want community housing with activities, right? They don't want to just go somewhere to die. They want somewhere they can get together with people and do stuff, and they want to go to the gym. And so both the baby boomers and the millennials, their primary activity, the focus is eating right next to it, right? And what's really interesting is the millennials have a much less interest in entertainment, like going to movies or go to shows, than the baby boomers did. The baby boomers, they want to be entertained. That's their main thing. That's not the main objective of a millennial. Okay. Oh yeah. And the millennials focus, they're way more interested in spirituality than the baby boomers are. Okay, so that's a very interesting dynamic when it comes to the differences between the baby boomers and the millennials. But there's the crisis is in the housing and in the debt. Okay, and the millennials are way more conscious of debt than the baby boomers were. Okay, they want to stay out of debt, and they don't want to accrue any more debt. You know, they're freaked out because there's like 33 trillion in debt, where when they were born, it was like $5 trillion in debt. Now, what's the cause of that? The cause of that is the devaluation of the dollar. Okay, and that's the government's fault. And the government did that on purpose because the government was borrowing, spent them on like drunken sailors. It was all borrowed. Okay, and they want to pay back money with less than the money that was borrowed. So that's why they kept driving the value of the dollar down. It's like, and they don't want to tell anybody, but it's like so obvious now. It's not funny. That dollar, the value of the currency from China, did the same thing as a race to the bottom. Started with Richard Nixon. He took the dollar for governments, off the gold standard. I had been taken off the gold standard under Roosevelt for Americans, but not for foreign people. Ticked off on that. And when you think about the symbolism, the Bible and stuff, I'm not going to take time to do that right now. But the gold is being wisdom. We took our money off the gold standard, the wisdom standard, which we don't have. All right, and of course, it stopped being the petrodollar. Trump, because we weren't dependent on Saudi Arabia oil, and that was caused inflation just to blow up, because the value.